I could live 30 years but plan to die. How assisted dying law is dividing Canadians. Let's see here. April Hubard sits on the theater stage where she plans to die later this year. She's not terminally ill, but the 39-year-old performance and burlesque artist has been approved for assisted dying under Canada's increasingly liberal laws. I think she's got MS. She used to be a stripper, basically, a burlesque dancer, which is a classy stripper. It is.
All right.
She plans to be in a big, comfy bed for what she calls a celebratory moment when a medical professional will inject her with a lethal dose into her bloodstream. So she's literally doing the Logan's Run thing here.
Yeah.
She's doing a performance death, and it's being allowed. This is, in my opinion, over the top.
Well, it all depends how bad the MS is.
I agree. Let's see. She was born with spina bifida and was later diagnosed with tumors at the base of her spine, which she says have left her in constant debilitating pain.
Okay.
Her actual life is not in jeopardy. It just sucks hard. Okay.
Well, listen, man. If it's debilitating pain and there's nothing they can do to control it, I get it. I mean, I myself wouldn't do that. I live in pain every single day. I think in the past 21 years since I got blown up in Iraq, I've had 60 days that were pain-free.
Yeah.
And maybe less than that, good night's sleep. Because
Yep.
I live in pain and I don't sleep.
Yeah.
But I'm
and then there's the sleep thing.
Yeah.
Because you never know. I have to have something to drink before I go to sleep. That's my off switch.
Yeah.
Because that gray area between awake and asleep right there, if the things start thinking in that space,
you can't go over the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now listen, I had a supply sergeant when I was in Special Forces who he'd injured his back in a jump.
Yep.
And he suffered for 30 plus years with it. He retired, and then he did an additional 3 or 4 surgeries. Somewhere between 12 and 15 years after he retired, he just said, you know what, I can't live in pain anymore. I can't move. This is no quality of life, and I'm done. And he worked it out with his family, and he did what he had to do. And I totally am behind that. Now, if this woman is living in that kind of pain and there's no hope for her,
let's give her a chance to.
I can't get behind it 100%, but I understand it.
Let's give her a chance to say what she has to say here. Let's listen to this for just a second.
Okay.
More than 15,000 people a year have a medically assisted death in Canada.
15,000.
The vast majority are terminally ill, and many of them choose to die at home.
That's a huge number.
Mm-hmm.
This theater feels like the most special, unique place on earth for me, and it just feels fitting that I should take my final breath here.
But this is where performance artist April Hubard wants to die, on stage at her local theatre in Halifax, Nova Scotia. She is not terminally ill. Why do you want to end your life?
I want to end my life because the balance of being able to live and enjoy life is no longer outweighing the pain that I'm in. And there's many days where I can't lift my head off the pillow and I can't eat anymore. And it's not a way I want to live for another 10 or 20 or 30 years.
A serious spinal condition means April has been on strong opioid painkillers for more than 20 years, including these fentanyl patches.
Jesus.
So these 4 medications are my core meds that I have to have all the.
Okay, I think we get the point here.
Yeah.
In this particular case, okay, I get that her quality of life is just absolutely freaking tanked.
But they're greasing this. They're greasing this the slide here, the slope.
That was my next.
Greased.
Yep, we're on the same page.
They're using your compassion. Listen, mercy is cheap. You can give it like that, but compassion is expensive in resources and time. And they are greasing the skid here with compassion.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see that standard just start to come down and down and down until like, oh, you're depressed. You don't want to be around anymore. Boom, you're gone.
It has already, if you think about it. There was, when we were young, one way that you could terminate your own life. And that's where your family could say, my
Pull the
loved
plug.
one, my husband, my father, he's gone. And it's just this machine here that goes ping that's keeping his heart pumping. And that's all it is. So unplug him.
Yep. And listen,
Okay. That's where this started.
listen, my mother is in one of those homes, and we filled out a DNR on her.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, was sign my name to
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Crushed.
To your comfort there, buddy. She's had her run.
Uh-huh.
It's not like she's 40.
No, she's 79 now.
Yeah, I get it 110%, but at least you can say good run.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And
'Cause,
listen, I don't want to see people needlessly just suffer in agonizing pain forever. I don't
Yeah,
want to see that.
absolutely.
What I'm
Absolutely.
trying to block against is that slippery slope, because we're evil, hairless monkeys, and we always do this.
Yes. And it's
We
like I said,
always do it.
it's like I said in my rant. It's just a matter of time before they start taking guys who came back. Hey, we're gonna send you to the VA for some oxygen therapy. We read your records and we see your anger issues. So let's just go get you some oxygen therapy. It'll be great.
Yeah. No, it's
They'll
not.
do that too. They will do that if this is allowed to continue the way that it is. In Canada, they're using compassion, like you said. They're using heartstrings, like you said, to get people to submit, basically, to terminating this. 15,000 people, dude.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I am no stranger to evil. Okay. I'm not a nice guy. I'm not a good person. But I've been in the company of evil for so long. I know it when it speaks.
Yeah.
And that's what's taking place here. This
Yeah.
is the forces of darkness ramping up and greasing the skids
Yep.
to flush as many people as they can, cause as much pain
Yeah.
and turmoil as they can. And it doesn't need to happen. And it's fueled by ignorance.
Yeah.
and
And here
compassion.
you go. Look at this ad here. This is an ad that somebody's walking by. My dying wish is to know that I have a choice. My dad didn't. And they're portraying it in a compassionate act. Oh, if only my dad could have taken his own life. I'm glad to know that I can take my own life. Now it becomes part of the cultural psyche, of the societal psyche. Hey, if I can't take it anymore, I can just have myself whacked. I can just go whack myself.
No, and listen, I hate to bring this up, but we got the prior to World War II, when the Nazi Germans came into power, they went absolutely crazy, basically euthanizing retarded individuals, mentally weak individuals.
The infirm. The word
infirm.
you're looking for is the infirm. Now,
And they sold it the exact same way.
Prior to the Nazis, the Bolsheviks did the exact same in Red Russia between 1917 and 1930. They basically just smoked anybody who was crazy or retarded or anything like that. So I know everybody likes to point at the Nazis.
We need to have a historic drinking game rules here. He said bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. The reason that I tend to swat Nazi aside is because so many people only focus on them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get ugly, let's take it to the killing fields.
Oh my God.
In Cambodia.
Movie.
Okay. Millions were killed and they just left the bones all over the fields. There are piles and piles and piles of bones in Cambodia.
Listen,
that's why I swat the
bad.
Nazi thing aside, because there's so much of this stuff around the world. You can't focus on 12 years of human history.
I know, but here's the thing. It got so bad in Cambodia.
Yes.
Vietnam had to actually invade to shut that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
So like, this is insane.
Yeah. Yes. The Vietnamese had to get, no. That's enough. No more.
You've gone over the edge. When the communist Vietnamese are like, all right, we're willing to cross your border. People are going to get spanked because you're all out of your goddamn mind.
when the communist Vietnamese are freaked out, you're really going over the edge, man.
You are so off the reservation.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah, that was really ugly. In their case in Cambodia, this wasn't even euthanization. This is just wiping whole segments of the population out.
Yeah.
And when people say, "Oh, socialism isn't going to lead to communism," we just haven't done it here,
Done it right,
or done it right, or whatever.
They always use that excuse.
It always ends in communism, and it always ends in killing fields of some kind. Always.
Or starvation.
Or starvation.
Well,
that's a killing field.
Yeah.
Starving people to death, I'd rather be shot, honestly. I'd rather be shot than starve to death.
Yeah, that's a really bad way to go.
I don't want to choose between the two, but I'd take the bullet before I'd take starvation.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, I've actually dealt with that when we were debriefing all of the North Koreans. While my first assignment there, while I was on the Z, the North Koreans starved 6 million of their own people to death. And some of the ones that survived managed to escape. And that's the only reason that they survived, is they managed to escape. And the stories they told us were horrific. And I'm not going to repeat them right here, right now on YouTube, because YouTube will definitely go, "That's too graphic. We're going to have to strike your whole show."
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.